Here's all the strategies and secrets that property investors don't want you to know. See, that's the problem. The reality is there aren't secrets. There aren't get rich quick. Now, don't turn off the video because I know you're like, oh, I want all the secrets. And the problem is, when you are trying to get rich quick, you are guaranteeing you're going to be poor, and I guarantee you're going to make somebody else rich because you'll be like, oh, do that, and you will lose money. This is the biggest problem, and somebody said it to me once. It was actually one of my old mentors. They had these stats on these Warren Buffett things, and it was Warren Buffett, if you don't know, one of the most successful investors in the world, foundational traders or investors in the world, one of the richest people in the world. He actually wrote something like a 50-page download, don't quote me on that, 50 pages, where it was downloading all of his information of what he does on a daily basis, how he approaches his methodology towards investment, and it had something like 30,000 downloads. You think, that's not many, is it? 30,000 downloads for the richest guy in the world. And then somebody else, obviously not Warren Buffett, wrote this as Warren Buffett's morning routine. How many do you think? Over 1 million people downloaded it. And doesn't that just represent the problem that we've actually got? Is everyone is so fucking obsessed with making money quick. What if I told you some of you can be a net worth millionaire in 5 years, assuming you've not got much today? If you've not got much today, you've got a few grand, whatever it is, you can be a net worth millionaire in 5 years. What if I said all of you, if you have the right mindset, the right education, the right tenacity, and you take the right actions, will be a net worth millionaire, guaranteed in 10 years max? How many of you would do it? Now, I'm guessing most of you. And that's the big thing, isn't it? If you're sat there, and be honest, just let me know in the comments, be honest, just say yes if you answered yes to that. Now, the issue is, why aren't you then? Because is it you just didn't know the right steps? Is it that your concentration's gone off? I guarantee you there are people that have stopped watching this video already, and I don't think I'm that fucking boring, right? Is it that you think you want to take the actions, then you realize how hard the reality is? I don't know. Only you can answer that. And again, let me know in the comments. I'll try to reply to as many as possible. Here's the thing. Getting rich, and let's define millionaire, financially rich as a millionaire, is not crazy difficult. It's not overly complex, nor is it easy. Let's face it, if it were that easy, everyone would be. But it is a simple process. It's add more value, work harder than the average person consistently over time. So I just wanted to sort of kick off with that, in that if you're expecting this to be an easy road, don't do it. Like, genuinely, don't do it. Go volunteer somewhere and chill out for your life, whatever you want to do, all right? But if you want to really do this, I'm going to give you 3 really simple breakdowns. So, number 1, have a long and a short-term metric of a goal. What I mean by this is those that don't have goals with a timeline, you have to appreciate it's just a dream, not a goal. And if you've got dreams, that's great, it's exciting, it's exhilarating, but it's not actually going to get you results. So I personally, I don't really have too many medium-term goals, like 3 to 5. I am more like 10 and 1 and 2. I know that seems a bit weird, but hear me out. The reason I have the 10 is because if I want to grow, I'm going in this direction, say. So I'm going in that direction. But by having a 10-year goal, it kind of goes, I'm going in that direction. And I've narrowed down that field of growth. Now, the reason that's important is it's going to increase the speed of success. By the way, if growth were like that, I'd still be successful, guaranteed. It just might take 20 years instead of 10. So the reason I know I'm always going to be successful is because I'll never stop and I'll never give up. It's really that simple, right? But by narrowing the field, the reason then I have a 1 and 2 year goal is even if you know the exact point you want to get to, you pinpoint it is here. You think if you're starting here, the most natural thing is to go like that, right? Like there you go, all sorted. No, afraid it doesn't work like that. Honestly, a better representation is kind of like this, upwards, and the real representation is something like this. You back a bit more, go back around, back it, and then you realize it was the wrong goal, and so you adjust it, and then you have to go back a bit, and then you move forward, and it goes like this. Honestly, it is a myriad of a shitstorm of a situation. But the thing is, by having that long-term goal, you know where the vision is. And all you do is you shorten them. Now, what I recommend is a book called 12-Week Year. I'll put a link to it below so you can get access if you want. It's a really good book, and essentially it gives you 4 years worth of activity in 1 year, and it dramatically increases your productivity. Now, what you do is you shorten it. So this now is your goal, and you work towards it. The closer the goal, the straighter the line to getting there. And then you reevaluate. Is it still that? Or is it that? And it's probably really small on the camera, so I'll stop doing this now. But it's really about those small movements in the right direction. The 1% game, okay? Marginal gains is the actual term if you want to write it down. And I've used it before, but compounding means that growth grows on growth, grows on growth, grows on growth. For example, if I said you grow 1% a day, your logical assumption would be that I grew 365% in a year, right? 365 days. But no, because of the compounding effect, so 1% and then 1% growth on that 1.01 and so forth. In fact, if you grow every single day by 1%, you have grown 3,700% in just 1 year. So by having those goals and keeping accountable to them, you are going in the right direction. Something I want to be really clear on there is that is very easy to listen to and incredibly difficult to do. I honestly, maybe you can let me know if any of you know the psychology of why people really struggle, because the concept is actually really simple. It's kind of like, right, go to that corner of the room, and then what happens is people get to about here, and then they kind of go, no, go to that corner. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. And that's kind of what happens. I don't know if I'm completely out of focus now, but this is what happens with people, okay? They set their goals on something, they move towards something, and then they stop because they go on a complete tangent. Easy to listen to, hard to deliver upon. Next one is risk mitigation and emotions management, i.e. resilience, guys. Everyone thinks that when they start something new, everything will go to plan. So they go, hey, I want to do this, and I'm going to talk to this many people, and they're going to give me money, and then I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do that. Let's use YouTube as an example. The amount of times, now, this happened once, and I think Alex was lying to me at the beginning, where he said the video footage was corrupted. Now that I've learned a little bit more, I think he didn't put a memory card in. All right, Alex. But I've had it where we've been filming and maybe it's the individual behind the camera hasn't pressed record, hasn't turned it on. Maybe it's my fault and I've got it on mute. And I've done that before, by the way. I filmed an entire video. Alex's fault again. Not dicking on Alex, but you know, Alex. Notice he's not behind the camera right now, right? So, and what happens? I filmed the whole thing. And you might think, oh man, that's a bit annoying. Trust me, it's annoying, because filming these videos is not that simple. But the same happens in business. Everyone assumes everything's going to be great. I'm going to go out there and investors going to loan me money. I'm going to find the best property. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to buy it. And then I'm not going to get a down valuation. No. And then I'm going to price up a refurbishment at 20,000. And then the builder's going to come and go, yeah, that's so strange. I also think it's 20,000. And then you go, hey, we're going to start works next Monday. And they actually turn up. Who knew? No, it doesn't fucking happen like that. And then you think the tenant's going to pay you every month. And then you forget the fact that a house, just because it's a house, is still on the outside elements, is still getting damaged by all of that, right? Hopefully I've not turned you off a property by now. The thing is, the best way of preparing yourself is to prepare for things going wrong. So expect the unexpected. I don't know what shitstorm's going to hit in my business. I don't, but I guarantee there is always a problem going on. Always. And I talk to people, my mentors that have got businesses 20, 30, 40 times the size of mine. And I go, will it ever stop? They go, no, they just get bigger. I'm like, That sounds fucking great. Let's go get bigger problems, right? Now, the truth is actually you earn the problems and the level you're at. i.e., the problems that I have today would have bankrupted me 2 years ago. I know that might sound scary, but it's because I can cope with these problems. My mental aptitude, my emotions management, my resilience, my cash funds, all of those things have got stronger and stronger. And in 10 years' time, I imagine the problems I'll be coming up to are unfathomable compared to today. So what am I saying? Expect the unexpected and prepare for it. It's like fail to prepare, then to prepare to fail. And ultimately, we want to be prepared for the unexpected, especially in property where there's so many things that impact the market. As long as you have a long-term approach, you are going to be a millionaire. That's the bottom line. If you have got a long-term approach, I mean like a decade plus, you are going to become a millionaire in property. Yeah, and you're going to go through some shit through it. But also what happens is each time you cope with something, I want to leave you with a line on this. Each time you cope with something, your resilience goes up. Now, I want to give you a bit of motivation because that probably come across as a little bit depressing. Think of every single problem that you've ever had. Like, I mean, at the time, it felt like the worst thing in the world, and you succeeded in getting past it. How do I know that? Because you're watching this video. All right. Really important to understand that is every single problem that you've ever had in your life, you've got past it and you're here today and you're putting yourself out there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video, right? What you need to understand is good times never last and nor do the bad. And why is that so important? Because when you're having great times, embrace it, appreciate it, respect it, and fully immerse yourself in that experience. And when times are shit, and I'm sorry to say this, if you want to build a business, if you want to own a portfolio, you are going to go through some shit times. That too shall pass. Finally, it's the Kaizen and Kane approach, which is the continuing and never-ending improvement mindset. So this is about continuously reinvesting in yourself. Now, there's two angles for this, by the way. You are doing that right now. You are utilizing your time to hopefully learn and develop yourself, to progress yourself. And eventually, that's your time investment. And eventually, your finance investment. Like, so I've invested, I actually don't know the accurate figure. Maybe I could get hold of it, but hundreds of thousands. It wouldn't shock me if it's close to $500,000 in my education, my development, my team's development. And I'll be honest, I am really excited to spend millions on my development and the team's development because we all become more valuable together. And it never stops. And the secret of the successful is they never think they're the master. They always think they're the student. So I think I am a student of this craft. I'm a student of doing videos. I'm a student of trying to add value to you. I'm a student of property. I'm a student as a business owner. I'm a student as an educator. All of those angles. And because I have that mindset of a student, I will be the best. I will be the best property educator. I will have the best property business. I will be the best boss. I'll be the best boyfriend. I'll be the best friend that I can be because I'm a student in all those areas. And how this reciprocates back to you is if you have that mindset, make sure you're doing an allocation or a fund for an investment. So T. Harv Eker come up with the JAR system where he talks about percentage basis. So when money comes in, he actually, I think it's 10% that he puts of his income into an education fund. And then it's looking to use that education in the right place. And by the way, it might not be with me. It could be with somebody else. That's amazing. And use it to invest in yourself and build yourself up because as Warren Buffett says, you are your best asset. With that in mind, guys, if you're interested in paid for education and you want to have a free strategy session just to find out a little bit more about yourself, get clarity, then that's what we're making available to you. If you want that, it is a first come, first serve on that. Put education in the comments. And what we'll do is I'll send you a link. You can fill in your details. And what I'll do is we'll put on a free one-to-one private strategy session, working out where you're at, where you want to get to, and giving you clarity on how we can get there together. If this has been valuable, please do hit that like button. It really does help the algorithm and show other people that this is valuable as it has been to you, I hope. If you're new to the channel and you're still watching, it'd be great if you hit the subscribe and the notification bell, and I'd love to invite you back to any further videos that will help you grow in your property investment journey.